This week on the Organized Life podcast.
Loneliness is the biggest epidemic we have in this country.
Mm,
We're more socially withdrawn because people want to text, they don't want to talk on the phone, they don't necessarily want to meet up.
yeah,
Even with video chatting, it's still, that's a form of connection, but it's not
yeah,
like having, you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And I would say for a person who is grieving, acknowledge it. The more you
Mm-hmm.
try to avoid it and sweep it under the rug, the stronger and heavier it feels, right?
Mm,
And
uh,
it can compound and become more complicated,
yeah.
right? You might be thinking about like, okay, you're trying to get away from it, but then something comes up and somebody puts the butter in the wrong place and you're having a whole meltdown.
Hey, 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 and welcome to the Organized Life podcast, where we are creating a movement with powerful organizing strategies and systems that save you space, time, energy, and money. I am your host, TakillaRene, the life organizing strategist and the owner of Xtreme Audacity Organized Solutions. Yes, we are back again with my girl, Darnita Samuels. You guys know I cut it short on last week because I know my audience. However, this week, she is not done spitting nuggets for us, okay, y'all? So, listen, this week we are talking about capacity and how to know when you've reached your capacity, right? And what to do, how to resolve all of that, okay? And we also talk about the powerful word no. Yes, we are talking about no, all right? So, let's go ahead and get into it. What do you think causes people? Because I heard you say this a few minutes ago, to push past their capacity. Like,
It's ingrained.
mm-hmm,
It is culturally, societally um, ingrained that you just keep going.
mm-hmm,
Likely comes from family of origin. Don't nobody rest. What you mean? You tired? I'm tired too. Get your butt up. Go on to work.
and that's how we get burnt out.
You see what I'm? That leads up to the burnout, but that teaches us how to wipe ourselves out of the equation. Does that make sense
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well,
So
say more. Say more about that.
sure, sure. When we wipe ourselves out, right? So when we get that message of always go to work, I don't care if you're sick, get up and go. Um, you don't deserve that. It's always work to be done. Just go ahead, push through. That's what we do. We're not weak like other people, right? That
Mm-hmm.
says that I don't matter. I just have to keep going like a robot, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when my capacity is low, when I don't have it, when I'm having a moment, I don't deserve to have a moment. Guess what? Because I can't afford it. I got to do this. I got to do that. This got to be done. That got to be done. This person need this. This person need this. I got to perform here. Different things like that. So now the
Right.
only thing I can do is put that mask on and keep it moving and dress it up. Because let's be
Yeah.
very clear, we will dress our mess up in 2.5 seconds.
Right.
Okay. No, for
Right.
real.
Make
You
it
know what I'm
look
saying?
good.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then we glorify it, and people be sitting over there, and people will sit there and make it like a badge of honor.
I was just about to say that. Praise us for doing that.
You see what I'm saying? It's
Praise
like you
the
never gave up. You did this and you did that. And you be like, do you understand the cost?
right, the cost. Praising our
Yeah,
nonsense. Our
exactly.
overwhelm.
Yes.
Mm,
Beyond overwhelmed because now we anxious. We can't sleep at night because now we've gotten there. And now how do we keep it? Because we can't lose it. Right. And it's like, what if, and then if I don't, what are people going to say about me? Right. I watched a podcast and one of my somewhat favorite people in the world,
mm-hmm.
Trevor George Smith III, and if anybody don't know who he really is Busta Rhymes. He said, listen, okay, but he they asked him a question, and he said, and I'm trying to remember the question, but I can't remember. But I could tell you, I promise you, I remember that answer.
That's
He said,
right.
so many people think that they're making choices and decisions that only affect them. He was like, they
Mm.
don't understand. He was like, they don't understand that with every choice comes an invoice.
Ooh.
Right. And when he said that, it was like record scratch. Hold on. Every choice comes with an invoice.
Yeah.
So just like if you're getting your bathroom remodeled in your house, right? You have a
Mhm.
general contractor,
Yep.
then they're going to sub it out for plumbing, electrical, all these other things, flooring, all these things, right? And you got a $25,000 budget, but they've
Yeah.
already given you an estimate, right? And if they say 20, then you got a $5,000 surplus. However, you already know something gonna come up.
Something.
So really, you don't have 5,000.
Yeah.
But then, if you making these choices and decisions,
Yeah.
will you have the capacity to pay them when the
Mhm.
invoice is due?
Yeah.
So if you say yes to allowing somebody who used to abuse you come into your house for this holiday season, because let's be very clear, people act like you should just get over it.
Yep.
Are you going to be able to pay that invoice when they come in your house and your emotions are all over the place and you can't calm down? You're overstimulated. You running around trying to avoid them. And you just want everybody to leave because now you hate the fact that they're there. Can you pay the invoice?
Yep.
Can you pay the invoice when you have to tell people, no, I'm sorry, I'm not opening my home at all because I've been
Mm.
going too hard this year. And this year
Yep.
has been a very emotional time for me. And I'm very tired and I need rest.
Listen.
Every choice comes with an invoice.
Right. I felt when I started saying no,
Mm-hmm.
it I just felt like I don't want to say I got my power back because I felt like I never had it because I kept saying yes.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't get
Mm-hmm.
it back. I got it.
Mm-hmm.
And I
And that's
felt
true.
it was like a superpower. And then I was like enjoying it. So you might don't come on the wrong day because I'm my no is already in the chamber, okay? It's you about to be shot with it. So this might not be a good day to ask, okay? But the point that I'm making is that the
Mhm.
more I started practicing it and realizing the benefits on the other side, because I was
Mhm.
overbooking myself and
Mhm.
just trying to, I don't know if it was necessarily please everybody, but I was just trying to be everywhere for everybody and everything, especially my
Mhm.
kids. Right. When
Mhm.
they were playing sports, baby, I would be running from one gym to the other. It don't matter if they were an hour away. It don't matter.
Yeah.
I needed to be at every game, right?
Mhm.
Dropping them off,
Mhm.
picking them up, and not wanting and really it was also a part of me um feeling bad because I was a single parent and like
Yeah.
trying to make up for the fact that
Mhm.
they didn't have their father. So I was like want to be everywhere, right? So
Mhm. Mhm.
but when I started
Mhm.
learning how powerful that word no was and how I benefited from it on the other side,
Yeah.
listen, there's no going back for me.
Mm-mm. And I'm so happy to hear you say that
Mhm.
because I knew you at a time when you were struggling with it.
Mhm.
When we first met, you were struggling with the no.
Yeah, I was still coming out of
Mhm.
doing all the things. Like my kids were still in school. My kids were still in
Exactly.
high school and still playing
Mhm.
sports and I was still trying to be at everything and I still want to go dance and I want to go
Mhm.
here and I want to go there and I
Mhm.
want to go
Mhm.
and
Mhm. Mhm.
but that was the beginning of it. When they started driving and I didn't have to take them to practice and stuff, and then I was
Mhm.
like started feeling free. I was like, oh,
Mhm.
I got time today. Let me
You see
feel
what
it
I'm
with
saying?
something I want to do.
Right. Starting your business.
Yeah.
Yeah. You see what I'm saying? And so that's the thing. You know what I'm saying? Because I listen, I'm a firm believer. I got laundry to wash. I ain't washing it tonight. And
Yeah.
so I'm telling you, and listen, I got dishes. I'm gonna get to the dishes today.
Mhm.
But I'm one person. I have to figure out what capacity I am. And with the holiday season, I know, and that's another thing I encourage people to know your capacity and what season you're in.
Mm.
I'm kind of low capacity when it comes to the holidays. I'm not a fan of them at all.
Mm.
I'm not a fan.
Why?
And
Say
so
tell me why.
I am not a fan of the holidays because They're a rough time for me being single sometimes. Not to say
Yeah.
that anybody puts pressure on me. Thank God my family is not one of those families like, when you gonna get married? You know,
Yeah.
I love that, right? They're very supportive. Honestly, I don't think my family actually wants me to get married. They'd be like, "You're doing fine by yourself," and I'm like, "You don't understand the cost." Hello,
Right. Because
but
every decision has an invoice.
okay, and but I literally get burnt out around the holiday season because, I prayed, I want a husband, I want children, right? But also another thing is I grieve during the holidays because my oldest niece died suddenly on December 1st of 21.
Mm.
And that was 24 days before Christmas. And when I tell you that child loved the celebration, Christmas and
Mhm.
birthdays,
Mhm.
woo, you couldn't celebrate harder than she can.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things of I reserve extra in my capacity for that for myself. So, how am I doing it? I'm connecting with my community that I have here. I'm a transplant. I live in Texas. I'm from Detroit, right? And so I reserve it for my community.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll invite people for the holidays, whatever, but if you don't, hey, I'm gonna still be fine.
Yeah.
But my friends know, and they be like, girl, we on our way. I'll be like, "Oh, okay then." So, but if I'm not
Mm.
talking, you already know. Take your space, but we there, right?
Yeah. That's right.
Um, I do things in honor because my niece is no longer living. I give blood in honor to her because I'm like, okay, well, let me give life because she doesn't have one anymore, not on
Mm.
this side, right?
Yeah.
Um, I also have to work on myself, right? Because don't get me wrong, I don't want nobody to think that I'm just like, oh, huh, woe is me. No, I have a
Yeah.
very full life. TT,
Fool.
you know, okay?
I I told y'all in the beginning, my girl, she enjoys life.
I really do. I
Yeah.
really do. And I have the capacity for more in a specific realm that hasn't been filled yet, right?
Mm. Yep.
But where I am putting that is I'm still growing my business. I'm
Mhm.
scaling my business.
Yep.
I'm traveling. I'm writing. I'm speaking. I'm, trying to get out here. I'm getting involved in the community. I'm getting rooted here in Houston, right?
Yeah.
But it still has that part of me that says this is still a desire.
Yeah.
And so I thank God that He has allowed me to create communities to the point where, like I have several people who be like, "You coming to our house?" I was like, wait a minute, hold on. You're number 7 on the list. Can we do Christmas instead of Thanksgiving? Because that's past my capacity. That's past
Yeah.
my capacity. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? And back in the day, I would have been like 20 minutes to everybody's house. But you can't do that here in Houston, honey, because you'll be
You be
driving
in
5 hours a
traffic.
day.
Yeah.
Okay? You be
You
doing
be in
5 hours. Okay?
traffic.
So but that's one of the things, that's how I make it through, but I also am very truthful and transparent. I
Mhm.
no longer hide. I don't fake it till I make it. I am speaking my truth and whatever it is today. Tomorrow, my truth could change.
Right.
But
That
today,
part. Right.
okay, I mean, because you got to leave yourself the gap of figuring it out during this time.
Yeah, because this is the season. Today is the season and tomorrow is a different one.
Honey, right. You
Listen.
know what I'm saying? And all last week, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So that's what that's why I always am like, let me judge where I'm going to be at. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
sometimes I've had to tell people like, can you give me a couple days to really take assessment and then I'll get back to you on it.
Yeah, one of my girlfriends, she's a professional organizer and a therapist. One of the things that
Mhm.
she said that and I love it because I do it now, but she was like, when somebody asks me to do something, I always tell them, let me get back to you. Let me check my
Mhm.
schedule and get back to you. Before I say yes or no, it's always a let me get back to you. And so
Mhm.
I've been doing that for a few years now because I remember like double booking myself and over scheduling myself and then having to apologize, have to say,
Mhm.
and then I feel real bad because instead of just saying no, I agreed to all these things and I can't do all of them. So I got to let people down, say, oh, I can't do this. I can't do that. And so
Yep.
now, listen, let me check my schedule, girl. I'll get back to
This
you.
is See what I'm saying? And that gives you so much freedom
Yeah.
because a lot of times that puts you in control of your life. And a lot of times we're seeking external control. This is where our locus of control is right here.
Mm-hmm.
We can't control nothing that somebody else do.
Yeah.
This is where we can control. So we can
Yeah.
control. what we do, when we do it, how we do it, and why we do it.
Yeah. So for family and like couples who want to
Mhm.
create a new tradition, like
Yeah,
what
yeah.
advice would you give them on how to navigate that without being, feeling guilty or pressure or conflict? How can we create new traditions in our new family as a new couple?
That's a really good question. And I always encourage people, envision, daydream about the life that you want and what it looks like.
Mm. Mhm.
Create the new tradition from there, but understand that you're going to have to put guidelines around it. So sometimes people may be like, well, I know y'all married, but you still got to come to my house. No, we started this new thing where on Christmas it's just our intimate family, but we'll come over on Christmas Eve.
Mm. Mhm.
Educate people on your new tradition. And if there is feelings of guilt, right? Or being overwhelmed or anything like that, confess it to each other.
Yes.
Be able to self-soothe and be like, okay, this is how I'm feeling. This is really how I'm feeling. And I'm really nervous about it because we always used to do this in my family and da 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 da, right?
Yeah.
Say all that.
Have those
But remember
conversations.
why you're exactly, and remember why you're doing it, why this new tradition is so important.
Yeah.
And then stick to it. You may want to switch it up. You may want to, this might be your first year. You'd be like, okay, we always talked about doing this our first year of marriage. Okay. You may hate it. Okay. Throw it out the window.
Mhm.
But if you like it, continue it.
Yeah.
But don't allow other people to dictate how you are. Because here's the thing, when you invite other people into your marriage, it becomes, or your relationship is no longer monogamous, it's polygamous. And everybody is going to say, everybody going to think they got to say on what's happening because you invited them in. No, no, no.
Oh,
It is you and that person.
that's hilarious.
I know, seriously, because people be like, well, I know this is about to happen. I know it's not.
Mm.
No,
Yeah,
next
I know
opportunity
somebody
for you
like
to get out
that.
my business.
I know somebody like that. They feel like you owe them to come to my house.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes. You see what
yeah.
I'm saying? And it's a no, 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 no.
So you
Yeah.
talked about grief a little bit in your personal
Mhm.
life. So
Mhm.
how would you tell people to deal with grief during the holiday season when it gets lonely and, when they're having those moments? How do we deal with that?
Oh, I'm so glad you brought that up because, loneliness is the biggest epidemic we have in this country.
Mm,
We're more socially withdrawn because people want to text, they don't want to talk on the phone, they don't necessarily want to meet up.
yeah,
Even with video chatting, it's still, that's a form of connection, but it's not
yeah,
like having, you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And I would say for a person who is grieving, acknowledge it. The more you
Mhm.
try to avoid it and sweep it under the rug, the stronger and heavier it feels, right?
Mm.
And
Oh,
it can compound and become more complicated,
yeah.
right? You might be thinking about like, okay, you're trying to get away from it, but then something comes up and somebody puts the butter in the wrong place and you're having a whole meltdown.
Right.
And they're looking at you like, but that's where the butter was. I don't
Mm,
know who put it there. And you're like, you're ruining my life.
right.
And it's just like, that could be grief,
Yeah.
right? Also, get support. If you have to see a therapist, and if you have to see your therapist a little bit more in a holiday season, do so.
Yes.
Surround yourself with people who love and care about you and really see you and know you. Not the
Mm.
facade, not the representative of you, the
Mhm.
real you. Because here's the
Yeah.
thing, when you have only shown one dimension of yourself to somebody, and then you get that moment where you just want to show it all, and that person is like, "Oh my
Who is
God, what am I
this?
supposed to?" Right? You know what I'm saying? It's like they get frozen with fear sometimes because they don't know what to do.
Yeah.
But what translates to you is, see, this is why I don't say nothing to nobody because can't nobody support me and everything else. And it's just like, hold please, this is the first time you just dropped a bomb on him like he was the Gap Band.
Oh, not the Gap Band.
You know, you dropped a bomb on me, baby. Okay. I was just saying. Okay. So while you out here dropping bombs on people and they scattering for cover,
Yeah.
And you're like, but you're supposed to stand out here. They be like, huh?
Right.
Or they give you that cliche term that can't nobody say, oh, you're going to be all right. You got this. Because they don't know what else to say.
They don't know what
Because
to
they're
do with
used to
it.
you having. Exactly. So
Yeah.
when you're allowing people, one thing I said when I moved to Texas, I have a friendship criteria.
Mm.
And I told people, like, hey, I don't have a problem hanging out with anybody. I can get along with mostly anybody. And I say that mostly. Okay.
Yep. Yep.
But I don't consider everybody a friend.
That's right.
If I can't be my full self around you and the same vice versa, trust you that you will pull me to the side and have a conversation with me if you see me getting out of pocket.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right. And this becomes a mutual thing. We're pouring into each other. Now, sometimes your capacity is greater than mine and vice versa. Right.
Absolutely.
But we've got to make the effort together. If we can do that, then we can be friends. If we can't, we can just be casual associates. And if I ever want to hang at a spot that I don't mind, that I, want some company at, I might shoot you a text or call you, be like, hey, what's up? Want to meet me such and such? But you won't get the benefit of all of me. And that will be a bad situation for yourself. Because you're going to miss out on a great thing over here.
That's right. Listen.
So, yes, I had to start, and I had to tell people like, well, let's be friends. I'm like, I got criteria, and here it is. Can you meet it? If you can't, there's nothing wrong with it. Just let me know. Or if you need a couple days. You get what I'm saying? If you need a couple days to really think about what your capacity is, holla at your girl. I respect you for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, I have. Listen, you're not getting the friend title unless you're proving yourself.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's really unnecessary, like, because titles, just because somebody's calling you their friend, don't really mean that they're your friend, especially when the word is so loosely. It's used so loosely, right? So, but I know my people who I can call, who I can, and who I can be real with, who can see all of me, who I feel safe with.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That part.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And for everybody who be sitting there thinking like, they DJ Khaled, no new friends. We need them. I'm for real. I ain't trying to be funny. As y'all can probably see, anything that come out of my mouth. However, but no, for real, we need community. We really do. I mean, because there's so much research, even with babies who are starved of affection as a child, they die. They die. So why do you think you could thug this thing called life out? Life is hard. Okay, it's hard. It's real hard. I always tell people, like, adulting is like a bad timeshare deal. You can never get out of it once you're in it.
Girl.
Okay?
So ghetto.
Okay? Because I just be sitting over there like, I call my mom. Oh, my mom. I was like, girl, can I come home and be 3?
Right.
She was like, what? She was like, what? I was like, can I come home and be 3?
I just want to be 3.
Okay. Well, I changed it to 6 months because I was like, I don't have to walk. I can poop on myself and then change my diaper. I just cry to give me whatever I want. And somebody carry me around.
Oh, no, ma'am. I would have said, no, ma'am. You can come back and be 3 because I'm not changing you. I'm not carrying you.
Let me just tell you what my mother really told me. Okay.
What your mama say?
Oh, nuttier than 2 fruit cakes. But anyway, she sat over there. She said, she literally told me, she's like, you come home and be any age you want, but just understand you still gonna be paying them bills and you gonna still be operating your business. I said, then what's the point?
Right.
She was like, okay, then go back to being an adult. Bye-bye. And she hung up.
Gotta love mama.
Girl, sometimes I should want to knock her down the steps. But anyway,
But
no, seriously. So no, you can't do this life alone. It's just too much.
No.
Aging process. I've discovered more about aging this year than I have ever in my life.
Because we got the fan. We got the fan over there. I need one. I just don't have one right in my, because I'm hot too. But one thing you just said was that we have that whole no new friends thing is. Listen, if I had no new friends, I wouldn't even be. We wouldn't be friends. And one of my dear friends here now, we've gotten really close in the past couple of years. Like we wouldn't be friends, right? And so I just, because people, if you have no new friends, you will end up with no friends because people come in your life for a season. They're not always there, right? So some people you had as friends years ago, they're no longer your friends now. God brings people in your life for a season. Some people stay longer than others, but you're gonna always inquire, if possible, if you're blessed enough to get new friends for whatever season you're in right now.
Absolutely. And I want to add a correction. I ain't fanning because it's a hot flash. I'm fanning because I don't have my air on. It was almost 90 degrees here today. So be quiet.
Oh, well, I'm having a hot flash, so
Well, bless your heart and all your parts. That ain't my story. But anyway,
not all your parts.
we do. Okay.
Wait a minute. I ain't never
What?
heard that one, Darnita. I'm gonna send you everything that you said today that I ain't never heard before.
Girl.
Oh my God, that was so funny.
Well, listen, when somebody told me that, I died. When I tell you I just passed out, I passed out. I was like, oh my
If
goodness,
I
this
was
was
standing
somebody.
up,
I know.
I would have went down. I would have went down. My legs get weak. That's why I be saying I'm weak. My kids be like, "You not weak." I literally am weak right now.
Oh, right.
Oh man. Well, Darnita, this
Yes.
was a pleasure. So what's the next step
Mhm.
on your journey? As far as being an author, a therapist, your business, what's next for you? What is it the next 5 years?
Ooh, Lord, so much.
Yeah.
So I've been a little bit disobedient to the calling of the Lord
My
because I was
God.
supposed to, girl, let me tell you something. I was supposed to be in a PhD program like 2 years ago, and I just didn't go because I didn't want to live in the place where the program was.
Mm.
So I've got to find a PhD program, and I will be in a PhD program getting my doctorate.
Mm.
Also, getting more into public speaking and writing more. Um, think in January I'm going to be starting my next book.
Mm.
Um, Marketing and getting this one out, trying to sell more.
Yeah.
Also serving in my capacity as a therapist, but I'm going to start doing retreats and boot camps for individual like singles or individuals, couples, and then like groups. Um,
Mm.
And even I think the end of this year, I'm going to do a state of 2025 with people just to check in because this year has been a beast and a bear.
Yeah. It has been.
And it's been rough, myself included. It's been a
Yeah.
very trying year.
Mhm.
My favorite uncle passed away. My
Mm.
parents were in and out of the hospital, both of them,
Oh,
a
wow.
few times, losing other people along the way. And it's
Mhm.
just like,
Mhm.
let me
Mm.
just take a deep breath.
Yeah.
So going back to that pushing through, I'm not pushing through, but let's pause and let's take stock of where we
Yeah.
are first of all.
Yeah.
And then what do I need to be okay
Yeah.
to move forward?
Yeah.
But at a slow pace, not the speed of life.
Yeah. Mm.
Mhm.
Yeah. At a Darnita pace.
That's right, y'all.
Yeah.
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
Well, that's awesome.
Thank you so much, TT. It's been wonderful talking to you. And I hope somebody
Yeah.
really gets something out of it. I know we had a lot of fun and I definitely enjoyed myself. But I
Yes.
really hope that somebody can take the tips um, that we talked about and really put them in their lives.
Yeah, me too. That's always the goal. Like we're here to have a good time, but we're
Mm-hmm.
also here to help people. That's the goal.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So thank you so much for imparting your wisdom into us. It's been such a learning experience. I learned a lot. I laughed a lot. And I learned some new sayings, I'm gonna steal from you. So they'll be out in the world. Even more so. So I don't know where they came from, but after I said it a couple of times, they're mine.
Yes, you know what I'm saying? That's it. That's it. Listen, it's no intellectual property because I stole them too. So,
That's right.
yeah.
Yeah. So you guys remember, like, whatever you're doing in life, this is the Organized Life podcast. But today we really focused on more so of our mental, emotional health because we have a therapist here, right? So outside of us getting our space organized, we want our lives to run smoother and be healthier, and the emotional and physical and spiritual space, all of those things, we want to be holistic about that. So if whatever you're doing is not saving you space, time, energy, and money, more so this time, we talked about more of our energy and how we're getting burnt out in that area. You want to tweak it, you want to revisit it, you want to see what you can do to change it if you're reaching your capacity and all those things. Like, go back and listen to the tips that Darnita gave us, because they'll be very helpful for you coming this holiday season. All right. So if you have a topic that you would like to discuss here on the Organized Life podcast, or if you would like to be a guest here with me on the podcast, send us an email at info@xtremeaudacity.com and we'll get you into rotation or that topic into rotation. And with that being said, thank you again, Darnita. And
You are
we
so welcome.
soon.
Bye
Ciao.
bye.